Well, thanks to a good friend, I now have got a hold of these awesome 14-inch Ranger wheels. And I mean, they got BF Goodrich, name brand, good tread on them. I mean, you know, that crack around the sidewall, that's just added traction for when you're mud bogging. They are what they are, but definitely will be getting used. Hell, I could put them on the Jeep. Nah, actually, I've got a plan for them. Because the Econoline is as it was for the burnout video. Mine is chained to this thing, but yeah, so I figured we'll go out back and hopefully the thing didn't just heat seize sitting there, but it's a possibility. So if it'll start, see about bringing it up here and at least getting 4 tires that hold wind on it. God, that was hot. Who needs fucking skin on their tongue? Anyway, yeah, we're whittling down to the last of the log I pulled with the ambulance, so here in the future, near future that is, I think it's going to be time to drag another log up. Come on, bub. I remember the first time I saw this thing. I must have been 13 or 14. And it definitely caught my eye. I mean, it was sunk down in the mud. And I mean, this here, where the paint's missing, was actually where a tree had grown up and would rub it when the wind would blow. So I left that just for, it was aesthetically pleasing. And then you've got the bed, which is just trash because it was about that deep, and leaves that had turned to mud, and chainsaw parts. I don't know why, but there's a shitload of chainsaw parts in it too. But long story short, after bothering him about it for I think a couple years, every time I hung out with him or went over there, I made sure to bring it up in conversation, see if he'd sell it. Wouldn't sell it. And then, guess I bugged him enough. One day, I remember, he finally made a deal. And he said if I could agree that I'd never sell the truck, the only way I can get rid of it is passing it down like that. If I could make that deal, then he'd give me the title. Well, as you can see, I made the deal, which is, it's kind of funny now because, I mean, like, this truck's rough. Yeah, it's a 65 spring special. The dealer put on package with the trim and the extended cab and that orange paint. But I mean, she's rough. And then, of course, I think it was right before I turned 16 when I finally got it home, around there. Then there was me with that NASCAR welder and no idea. Basically, I knew how to turn it on and where to hook a ground clamp. So, blew a lot of holes through stuff. Attempted to put a floor in it, which, I mean, the first welds I ever did were in this truck, so. And the scary part is, a lot of them underneath wise are actually structural, but they still hold. So let's see if, she'll wake up. Like I said, this is no shit. If you saw the burnout video, it has done nothing since then, so. The fuel pump turned on, that was a good sign. And this thing's got that good automatic oil checker. So when you start it up, if that gauge doesn't move or it doesn't quit tapping and knocking, you probably ought to check it. Extra boost. Choke, you know, all of it. I gotta put some oil on that. Squeaky throttle. Yep, we got oil. You gonna stick with it or not? Bottom of the gas can, so hopefully they'll be enough to make it up front. I mean, other than the tapping from that 1540 diesel oil that's in it, it doesn't sound too bad, I think. I drove this thing every day from April to, well, right when the antique plates are up for the year, which was, I think, in the 1st of November. But yeah, from in that period, everywhere I went, this took me there. So, and I mean, just going to work and back a day is 33 miles, so with interstate. Alright, make sure there's nothing in the way. Well, get me checked. Well, I fucked up the word rear. I zigged when I should have zagged. Come on. There's one problem that truck has that does need fixed. It's a shift linkage. And I made the mistake of trying to go for second, which was just spinning. And when I went to drop back down to first, it gets jammed up. And the only way to get it unjammed is shut the truck off, get out, reach underneath, shake the rods. And so it looks like we're going to get the double bonus today of seeing if a Jeep will run. Now if I can just find the fucking keys. You're never bored when you can cause problems out of thin air. Come on, bud. That being that Illinois winters are just pieces of shit anymore, we might not get a freeze, and there's just something about your truck being stuck in your own yard that it's a universal symbol of a failure and being a vain and petty man. I'm gonna try to get it. I should get that cardboard windshield cover thing. That on one side is some advertisement for Chew, and the other side says I need police assistance. I ought to just go pop that one in there. Leave her sitting. This thing has not run in a minute. So this might be fail number 2. It got gas. It says it's got a little gas. Key up that fuel pump a couple times. Good. This one's got the oil checker in it too. Oh yeah, it's got oil. So I got my steering wheel strap. Now we gotta get a chain. Oh, and put this thing in four-wheel drive. It's manual. Alright, it's already in 4 low up here, but oh yeah, and I remember when it gets warm, the power steering pump sounds like a small child being killed. There's nothing really too wrong with this thing. It's just, it's a YJ Jeep with a 4-banger. Who the hell wants to drive this? Gas gauge goes down. It gives you false hope, and then you start it. Yeah, I got it. Now, chain I'm going to use, thankfully left the last place I used it, which is ended up being kind of close to this idiocy. Now, if I can manage to get this stuck or in some way break this, I'm going back to bed. So yeah, let this here be a lesson to you. If you ever use something, just leave it lay. Don't put it up. Because chances are you're going to fail at least halfway close to that. And there it'll be. Good God, that is a dead deer. Hey. Yeah, let's drag that chain through that rotten dead deer creek. God damn it. I'm a fucking genius. Just let that in drag. Hit. Well, at least it only starts getting shitty. I'd say about from here on in it's slick. About the only thing I've learned from this life is it's harder when you're stupid. There we go. Oh, God damn it. Give me as much slack as possible. Tell you what, one advantage to the Econoline having all the weight on the front axle. Hell yeah! Don't even gotta walk now. It's not about how much you fuck up. It's, I guess, about if you can look cool fixing it. Get out of there. So yeah, anyway, that was the Jeep. Needs power steering pump. That's what all that knocking is. I think I've put bearings in it twice. Got enough bars to stop it from leaking. Horrible. You know what? I'm just gonna let that lay. That ideal served me well. Something I noticed is, how in the holy hell is there antifreeze up there? Unless that overflow must have really went off when I shut it off last time. On a roll today. So yeah, if your Mitsubishi Dodge is being a bitch, definitely don't start include it. I mean, I was hoping it would be bad for it like it normally is, but no, this is extra. Extra bad. And I don't know what it'll take to get in the mindset to unplug this thing, because that outlet's a champ, but these two are struggling. So yeah, always remember to unplug the son of a bitch, and I never do. Did I state a plan at any part? Because there wasn't one to begin with, and now it's just bleh. a Christmas miracle. That thing has never idled that good. Maybe that's all it needed. A little kick in the teeth with the burnout and some shame with the getting stuck in freaking wet grass. Can't believe that. Never has that idled that good. Up, up, up. Come on, just die. You know you want it. So I bought this tire used at the filling station here in town long enough ago that there was a filling station here in town that worked on cars. That automatic choke just, it's garbage. Let's peel this off. See how Danger Ranger wheels end up looking? Come on, there you go. Thanks, Jake. I don't care what they say about you, you're alright. You know when they get hot and they're as old as I am, they just kind of stick the way they exploded. I want to finish wiring. I want to do turn signals, get those done, and then I love these little lights, the LEDs they got. Just drill a hole and pop them in, you're good to go. Don't do it when you're drinking though, or else they won't quite match up. But so I got the grill back on it that I'm going to run. I think personally it looks good with it. You get the idea. A little paint and freshen up the final product, but then it'll be good up here. It wouldn't hurt to just go ahead and find one of these meth lab motorhomes around here, and I'm sure they'd be happy to sell their grill for $5-10. It has come separate. Well, it probably wasn't attached to begin with, because that part of the floor I put in 2-3 years ago. It's actually the metal skin off the old furnace from the house. So fuck yeah, recycling. Just getting there. I got a conundrum of, those are good heavy Continental tires up front, but they're so friggin' little. And she already sits a little nose down on them stock half-ton springs anyway. which is fine, but then them back there, they've got good grip. So, safety, you know, actually rated to hold the weight they're on, or mud bogging capabilities. Because, yeah, it's a two-wheel drive, but even before with that locker rear end, it would go a surprising amount of places if you just hit them hard enough. And I did. After fixing all the cracks in the frame in the front, I can tell you it did go hard. I tend to be rough on vehicles, and I think that had a direct hand in figuring out how the hell to work on them. But yeah, that front end definitely adds a little bit to the confusion of what the hell is that thing. It'll probably take maybe a week for those to get ripped off of there by someone who needs them worse than me. Got that whole badass vibe, you know, fake it till you make it. Not sure if it stops rust, but it helps stop the cold. So my solution to the problem of these not lining up was to put a bigger one on there. Now these are just LED trailer marker lights. Can't decide if I want them wired to the blinkers or have them just be on like a running light. Brighter than hell though. Gotta love the one LED and one incandescent look. One's quicker than the other. So my blinker lights in this grill were gone. Pretty much, that was about all that was left of them. I had these LED marker lights that had no lenses. So basically what I did was I had these laying around that don't fit anything. So I used this as a template, and then that's what I came up with. Not 100% on that green yet, it might be a little much. But they're LED. I don't think they're too hideous looking. They're brighter than hell. Just pop in there like that. Because why spend money on something that I know damn good and well a deer is just going to jump out in front of? Half empty, stopped up can of spray paint experiment. I've always wanted something. That's fun. If there's anything left. Be careful, blackface is frowned upon greatly. So we peeled her. Just kind of dump her into this yard sale spray gun. Don't worry, I shook the can. As far as pressure, I got no idea, but I'll be damned. It's working. Get that door out of the way. Don't get too much pain on the panel. I mean, God, I need a man. Got me catching a buzz. That might be the end of it. I'm impressed. I mean, hell, it did good enough. I cleaned the gun up. Yeah, so reporting back, that trick does work, because pretty much everybody's got at least one of them cans of spray paint that you just can't bring yourself to throw out, but is otherwise no good. But yeah, got my glove box, more or less. It's not really a glove box anymore. So I've got this witchcraft for that's the computer that runs the injection pump. This is a bunch of relays and little computers and shit that hopefully just shut this and not really have to mess with them too much. There's a transmission computer up in there and an ABS computer in there. I'm pretty sure that is the fuse chart for this. 75%. And then I got, just shut her back up there. Got the OBD2 port right there on the passenger side, which is going to be as weird a feeling as plugging this thing in when it's super cold. Never thought I'd see the day. Computers in this thing. But yeah, I'm thinking that's flat black. It looks kind of like it's headed that way. I need to get out of here. My eyes fucking tight.
Turned out good for nothing. Tell you what though, spraying it out of a gun got a whole different
buzz than just regular straight from the can.